have gone through pregnancy, labor, and delivery. And now you are ready to go home and begin your new life with your little bundle of joy. Welcome to the journey of parenthood. You may feel anxious about handling a newborn, but in a few weeks' time, you will develop a routine and be parenting like a pro. If you have any question or concerns, you can ask to your doctor to recommend resources that can help you and your baby grow together. Hello mommies and daddies, welcome back to my channel Mom and Baby. Before we get actually started, I would like to thank you to all of you for your love and support, for your like, share, subscribe and comment. This means a lot to us. If you are new here, you are most welcome. My name is Sarita and I am a mother of 20 months old adorable baby girl. I normally prepare videos on child care, mother care and family care in general. So, if you are interested or if you want to know more about the child care or family care or mother care, please subscribe our channel and join our beautiful family which is Mom and Baby. Also, if you like this video, please give your love by hitting the like button and also let me know in the comment section below. In this video, I am going to share with you some of my experiences and tips and tricks that I learned from my family, friends and the research on how to take care of the newborn. Please note that all the babies are different. So the one that worked for my child or me may not work for your child. But if it works, then please don't forget to share with others. Because I believe sharing is caring. So without further ado, let's get started. Point number 1. Handling a newborn. You may be worried on how to handle your newborn, as I was one when my baby was born. There are some basic tips that must be followed while handling newborns, such as wash your hands. Newborns don't have a strong immune system yet, so they are at risk for infection. Therefore, you must wash your hands or use hand sanitizer before reaching your baby every single time. Everyone who handles your baby should also have clean hands. You can even ask your visitor politely to clean hands or use hand sanitizer before touching or reaching out to your babies. This is for the betterment of your child. I'm sure your visitor will understand it. Next tips. Make sure you support your newborn's head and neck all the time, like when carrying your baby upright or when you lay your baby down. Anyway, you just need to make sure to support your baby's head and neck all the time. Never ever shake your newborn, whether in play or in frustration. Shaking can cause bleeding in the brain and it can even lead to death. If you need to wake your infant, don't do it by just shaking. Instead, tickle your baby's feet or blow gently on the cheek, or you can even call his or her name. Make sure your baby is securely fastened, built into the carrier or stroller or the car seat, and also try to limit any sort of activity that could be too rough or too bouncy for your baby. Remember, your newborn is not ready for any sort of rough play, such as being jingled on the knee or thrown in the ear. So please never ever do that. Point number 2. Feeding and burping your baby. Whenever you are feeding your baby, either by bottle or breast milk, one question all the new parents have is how often to feed infants. In general, it is recommended to feed newborn on demand, meaning whenever your baby is hungry. If your baby is hungry, he or she will show some hunger sign by crying or putting fingers in his or her mouth or making some sucking noises. A newborn baby needs to be fed every 2 to 3 hours. If you are breastfeeding, try to nurse your baby for at least of 10 to 15 minutes at each breast And if you are formula feeding, your baby will most likely to take about 2 to 3 ounces, meaning 60 to 90 milliliters at each feeding. As a new parent, you may also be worried whether your baby is getting enough or not, and you will be worried more if you are breastfeeding, because if you are formula feeding, it is easy to monitor. The good news is that there is a way to monitor whether your baby is getting enough or not, even if you are breastfeeding. The easy way to tell whether your baby is getting enough milk is to notice if your breast feels full before feeding your baby and less full after feeding. As the time passes by, you will be able to notice it. If your baby seems satisfied, produces 5 to 6 wet diapers and several stools a day, sleeps well and is gaining weight regularly, then your baby is probably eating enough. Burping is as important as feeding. Therefore, after its feeding, it is very important to burp your baby, because babies often swallow air during feeding, which can make them fussy. If you are breastfeeding, try to burp your baby each time you switch breast, and if you are bottle feeding, try to burp your baby after each feed. If your baby is fussy during feeding, it could be the reason that your baby has gas. Therefore, try to burp your little one after every ounce during bottle feeding or every 5 minutes during breastfeeding. If your baby does not burp after a few minutes, change the baby's position and try burping for another few minutes before feeding again. Always burp your baby after each feeding, then keep your baby in an upright position for at least of 10 to 15 minutes to avoid any sort of spitting up. I have already done the video on how to burp baby and other useful hacks for parents, so if you are interested, I will leave the link of the video in the description box below, so don't forget to check that one out. If you have concern about your child's growth or feeding schedule, then try to speak with your doctor or the health visitor. Point number 3. Nappy changing. Your little one will require around 8 to 10 nappy changes throughout the day. It is very important to change your baby's nappy quite often, because if you leave your baby in the wet or soiled nappy for long period of time, your baby's delicate skin can become irritated and sore, which can lead to a nappy rash. Before you change your baby, make sure you have everything around that you need. I normally keep everything like clean diaper, wet wipes. For newborn, it is recommended to use the warm water and cotton balls instead of wipes. Diaper, ointment, pair of clean clothes, nappy bin bag in one basket. So it's very handy whenever needed. Whenever you are changing your baby's nappy, either after each bowel movement or if the diaper is wet, lay your baby on his or her back and remove the dirty nappy. It is better to put the clean nappy underneath and then remove the dirty nappy. So just in case if there is accident, the mess is going to happen just in the clean nappy. Use the warm water and cotton balls to clean your baby's private area properly. When removing boy's diaper, try to be very careful, as the exposure to the air may make him to urinate. When wiping a girl, wipe her bottom from front to back to avoid a urinary tract infection. To prevent or heal rash, change your baby's diaper quite often and as soon as possible after each bowel movement. And while cleaning your baby's private area, try to use some oil in the cotton pads and then clean it properly. And after wiping with the wipes or the water, apply the ointment. Keep baby without diaper at least for an hour or so in a day. This way, your baby's private area will get some fresh air. Always remember to wash your hands thoroughly before and after changing a diaper. If the diaper rash continues for more than 3 days or seems to be getting worse, then try to speak with your doctor as soon as possible. Point number 4. Bathing your baby. Until the umbilical cord falls off and the navel heals completely, which normally takes 1 to 4 weeks, try to give a sponge bath to your newborn. Whenever you are giving a sponge bath to your newborn, select a safe flat surface such as changing table, floor or the counter in a warm room temperature. Then take some cotton wool and separate balls of warm water. Make sure the temperature of the water is not too hot or cold. Use the warm water to gently clean your baby's face, neck and hands with the cotton wool. If you are using baby shampoo, create a lather by putting the shampoo into the water and then gently wash your baby's head and rinse. Using the wet cloth, gently wash the rest of the babies, paying special attention to the creases areas such as underarms, behind the ears, around the neck and in the genital area. After giving bath, carefully dry your baby, use the moisturizer or do the oil massage, then diaper and dress your baby with the clean cloth. It is very important to support your babies all the time and never ever leave them unattended. Before you undress your baby for a bath, make sure the room is warm and everything you need is in handy place. I have already done a video on how to bath your baby. Again, I will leave the link of the video in the description box below, so if you are interested, don't forget to check that one out. Taking care of the umbilical cord. It is very important to take care of your baby's umbilical cord stump and to keep it clean and dry, as this will help to keep it free from infection. The umbilical cord stump will start to turn from yellow to brown or black in color in few days after your baby's birth and will then dries and falls off usually within 10 days to 3 weeks. After the cord stump has dropped off, the area will need to be kept clean and dry to keep it free from infection while the belly button heals. So whenever you are changing diaper, make the 2 cords in the middle of the diaper as shown in the video and then use the diaper. Or you can even fold the diaper and then put it on the baby. This will help your baby's umbilical cord to be outside of the nappy, which will help to dry it off fast. If the navel area looks red or if a full color or discharge develops, then speak with the doctor as soon as possible. Sleeping basics. As a new parent, you may be surprised to learn that your newborn, who seems to need you every minute of the day, actually sleeps for more than 16 hours in a day. Newborns typically sleep for periods of 2 to 4 hours at a time. The digestive system of babies is so small, which can't hold much to keep them full throughout the night. Therefore, it's very normal for a newborn to wake every few hours for feed even in the night. If your baby has not been fed for 4 hours, then it's better to awaken your baby for the feed. Or if your baby drinks milk while sleeping, then you can feed your baby while your baby is sleeping, especially in the night time, so that you are not disturbing the sleep of your baby. Normally, by the age of 3 months, many babies sleep through the night between 6 to 8 hours. Please remember, all the babies are different. So if your baby does not sleep through the night, but as long as your newborn is gaining weight and appears healthy, then you don't need to be worried. I have already done a video on how to help your baby to sleep through the night. Again, I will leave the link of the video in the description box below, so if you are interested, don't forget to check that one out. It's very important to always place your babies on their back to sleep to reduce the risk of sudden infant death syndrome. Also, try not to keep things like blanket or quills or sheepskins, stuffed animal, and pillows in the crib or bassinet. In order to prevent the development of a flat spot on one side of the head, make sure to alternate the position of your baby's head from night to night, meaning first you put your babies on the right and then left and then so on. Next tips: bonding and soothing. Physical closeness can promote an emotional connection. Therefore, as soon as baby is born, parents make a deep connection with their infant. Bonding is one of the most pleasurable parts of infant's care. Happens during the sensitive time in the first few hours and days after birth. For infants, the attachment contributes to their emotional growth, which also affects their development in other areas such as physical growth. Another way to think of bonding is falling in love with your baby every single day. Like you fall in love with your husband or wife or partner every single day. Children thrive from having a parent or other adult in their life who love them unconditionally. And yes, children can very easily understand those whoever love them. Anyway, everybody loves children. Who don't? If you want to increase your bonding, you can do this by cradling your baby and gently stroking newborns in both. You and your partner can also take the opportunity to be skin to skin, meaning holding your newborn against your own skin while feeding or holding. Therefore, skin to skin is recommended not only in the hospital after the baby is born just with the mother. Rather, you can do this after coming home for as long as you and your baby or your newborn is comfortable. Massage enhance bonding and help with infant growth and overall development. Massage your baby gently because baby are not as strong as adult. They are so sensitive. I have already done a video on how to massage your baby step by step and the benefit of the massage. Again, I will leave the link of the video in the description box below, so if you are interested, don't forget to check that one out. Babies usually love vocal sounds such as talking, bubbling, singing, and so on. Your baby will probably also love listening to music like my baby does. She used to love music from the day she was born, because whenever I was pregnant, my husband used to sing every single day. So maybe my baby is used to it, my husband's voice or music, so she loves music. Baby rattles and musical mobiles are other good ways to stimulate your infant's hearing. If your little one is being fussy, try singing or rattling poetry and nursery rhyme, or reading aloud as you sway or rock your baby gently in the chair. Some babies can be unusually sensitive to touch, light, or sound and might startle and cry easily, sleep less than expected, or turn their faces when someone speaks or sings to them. If that's the case with your baby, keep noise and light level low to moderate. Baby health checks. Your baby will undergo a series of health checks in the first 6 weeks of their life, and the details of these will be recorded in their Red Book, Personal Child Health Record. Your baby will be weighed and given a newborn physical examination in the first 72 hours. When your baby is between 5 to 8 days old, they will have a blood spot heel prick test carried out by the midwife. This test checks for rare diseases. Around this time, your baby will also have a hearing test. Within the first 2 weeks of your baby's life, your health visitor will carry out a new baby review. This is also the perfect chance to ask any questions you may have and get advice from the midwife. you and your baby will be invited to your GP surgery or the health center for a 6-week checkup. At the check, your GP will carry out a thorough physical examination of your baby and will also check how you are feeling both physically, mentally, and emotionally since your baby was born. I hope you find these tips helpful, and if you are the first time parent and nervous, then hopefully these tips have give you some sort of confidence on caring of your newborn, or you may be confident enough on how to take care of your newborn. Don't worry, no one is perfect. Practice makes perfect. So you need to practice quite a lot of time, and as the time passes by, you will be parent like a pro. I hope you find this video useful. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel. And also please let me know in the comment section below if you have any suggestion, recommendation, or how is your experience going on with the tips and tricks that I have shared in this video, because I believe sharing is caring. Until we meet in our next video, take care and bye bye.